Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Barcast TV and to another episode in our co-oping series. Today, we're featuring myself yet again, sitting on the red team. We also have Gonk the Great TV. We got our man Thurxie, Rowan Morris, and on the opposing team, we got Polygon, Aquia, Trimbone Films, and Nox Switch. So, kind of a middling AV8 lobby here. Not like some really high level players, of course, but I think if this should apply to like most of the players, right? So I know I got some fair criticism on the last video about try against higher level players. So I think these guys might be my opponent in this lane might be slightly higher than the previous video we did, but nonetheless, these concepts should still apply. So I think we had decided a little bit before the game, Gonky the Great is going to go T2 here. I notice I have my man Thurxie on my right here, so I feel pretty comfortable in this position, and I want to make sure he gets up because he's got this like Geo here, and even on 19 win speed, getting the A Geo is still really worth it. So, I mean, this is just pretty standard stuff. I'm doing a 4 max open. I even make the LLT back here just to kind of protect myself, even though it's not like perfect. And then we'll go into that. So what's the idea here? Basically, like we said earlier, Conky the Great's going to go for T2, right? I'm going to expand like this. Xerxes going to go like that. And I'm going to end up switching to air to kind of facilitate transferring the T2 cons around and then also to provide air support. One thing I've noticed is bombing runs have become a little bit more popular now that co-oping T2 labs is so popular. So I think, what is it, 12 bombers, something like that, kills the lab, and then 15 overkills it, so the wreck, that you don't get the wreck. So take that for what it is. So I want to use that to kind of defend ourselves, and then yeah, like I said, like fly the transports around, fly the cons out, and then you'll see some of the cute things I end up doing with the air lab. So kind of caveat to this is ideally you really want to just like win your lane. Winning your lane is the best way to co-op in a sense, because then you can put your resources into your teammate. Excuse me. You can put your out. Tried pausing, but couldn't get there. You can put your resources into your teammate, right? But I guess the thing is yeah, you really have to like win your lane, or at least be receiving no pressure for this kind of strategy to work. I got it that time. So here we are. If you've made it this far, consider hitting the like button, subscribe. I know you guys have been leaving me a lot of great comments and feedback, so I appreciate that. And if you're not subscribed, take a look, hit the button for me, like the video. It really helps YouTube promote it, and it goes a long way with the channel. So thank you for that. We're playing it pretty greedy here. I just made a couple of scouts, and I'm always like, always looking to this lane here. I don't know if I think that's, yeah, that shows up. Looking to this lane south below my base, and then also like Dominus here in his lane, and our man Thurxie. So you'll see me like constantly like pulling my units like kind of up to defend or pressure, not pressure, excuse me, just defend. So I made these fast scouts here, these raiding units to kind of defend myself in the early game. Then we move into some incisors here, yet again, just faster tanks to kind of defend yourself. And then I'll move into these slower attrition units, the whistlers here. I've got my contour up, scaling a little bit of wind along with the energy storage. Trying to get all these mixes capped right. No LLTs. I'm kind of tempted to make them, but I've got plenty of units out and good vision with the radar. So I'm just skipping the LLTs. I want to get these lower value mixes up as quickly as possible. Stalling on energy a bit, so I pull that off of the converters. Always looking. Can I go to my player view real fast? Yeah, so I'm just looking at the front. I see this raid coming in. I'm moving my units in position here, trying to fix my energy a little bit better. Not the best cleanup, but I'm definitely trying, you could say. And what I end up doing here actually is I just go rebuild those with a single con, and then I just give that to our man Thurxie here, because he's got enough problems of his own on the front line. Let me turn this off. It's a little jarring to look at. Yep. So like this is not exactly a video on like co-oping a T2 lab, but kind of how to be mindful in your AV8s and how to best support your teammate, especially during that T2 transition, right? And I'm always still checking on Gonki here, making sure he's doing his thing. I'm waiting for him to kind of get up to speed. And one thing I should have paid more attention to, actually, Felms played really well here. He got up his triad here. I guess this is the person I should be fighting against, but he's like down here. So I was like, I didn't really notice at the time until I saw the T2 units that it made sense he was going fast T2. So I'm still trying to pressure. I did put up those 2 LOTs to kind of protect these mexes. I've got my commander kind of pressuring. Now that I've dealt with this little raid here, I'm just kind of returning my my fast units to AT raiding units in the back to kind of defensively here. And then I'm rotating my rocket bots down south. Still making these. I think I stopped production of this fairly shortly. Still looking on Mr. Gonki here. And keeping an eye on Thurxie to see like how he's doing in his lane. So doing a little bit of pressure here, clearing out the LLTs. And so on and so forth. I think Thurxie kind of shows up here. These whistlers get pounced on. There's just some nice D-guns. Pounced on by the pawns. Okay, so here we go. Gonki's calling T2. I've already reclaimed my lab. I'm making my air lab here. I'm getting a single scout, transport. And then I should be going into some big production. Transport flies down here. I sent 500 metal to our man, Gonki. Then I'm making figs. I've got the scout out, and I think I actually even just patrol figs above this base. So I'm waiting for him to kind of give me the con. And I'll show you what I do with the con, actually, that I think makes it a little more efficient. So got that up. He's got his metal. He's trying to get that out to me. He's still doing a good job holding the front. Actually, he could probably degun this lab. But there we go. Got the T2 con. Thank you, sir. Flying over here. And watch how... This is how you do it with the con, right? So, tap the mechs. Reclaiming the lab. And this is what I'm trying to do is now that I have a few figs to kind of protect myself, I reclaim the lab to actually pay for these mexes, right? So I just tap this. I'm flying another con turret over here to better assist these two. Flying over to tap this mex. Moving this con turret over here to assist this mex, right? Boom, boom, boom. So I have my 4 mexes turned on. I'm going to come over here, grab this, and then I'm going to fly to Thurxie's base and tap his mexes. And like, this is how you get extra value out of these T2 cons. He actually went for a T2 lab himself, but he's going units first, right? And this is all kind of getting like, didn't really focus on this, but our man Felms T2 units kind of showed up, so we're getting tag teamed in a way, tapping his 2 mexes. I think I made a mistake here. I should have tapped the 2 mexes then the Geo, but it is what it is. I think I moved back into air at some point. No, I'm still just trying to continue to scale and spend my metal. Yeah, here comes the air lab again. So moving back into air here, and that's once again just to get figs and fighters up. Perhaps I should have noticed though that there's so much pressure on like this top line here, so it's like, oh, okay, these 2 players can't go air. Sivin maybe could be going air. I don't think Felms could because he put his resources into a T2 army here. And then, of course, on the bottom side, this is... Yeah, maybe one of these 3 players could have actually switched to air. So perhaps this isn't the best idea. And if I notice, like, oh, there is no counter air, then I should be going for, like, some kind of bombing run. But for now, I'm just concerned about making figs, getting a fighter screen up, and allow us to defend these, like, T2 labs, right? So still skirmishing with these T1 units here. I think at this point it'd be close to kind of just like reclaiming these. Not that they've lost their utility, that these T2 like Sheldons are out. So I'm just like backing up, trying to repair, buying time for like this economy to kick in. See, even like tap this mex, the AGO is up, and then I fly down here to tap these mexes for our man Thurxie. I even use one of my own con turrets to assist him in this process because we're just trying to power him up now that he's on the T2 lab. I felt a little concerned with the tick spam, so I actually ended up making my own bot lab here to help kind of support his banishers and whatnot. Maybe not the best move, but and this is nice here. I found playing really well, actually. I was pretty impressed. He got his T2 lab up fairly early. And then this is more the story, right? You get the con turret in position, you tap the mechs. I'm going to go grab this con turret. And then you just keep flying and making sure these mechs get upgraded as quickly as possible. Because they're only 1.6 mechs, so like the faster you do this, the better and better it is. It gets kind of out of hand. At this point, I notice there's a T2 already online, so I just pull back even more out of its range. I'm not freaking out, not making counter already. I'm just trying to continue to upgrade my mexes. Get my figs out. I'm up to a decent amount of figs. Now, I think at this point, I think it's a waste, and I should notice, like, oh, there is no T2 lab, and my teammates are crushing. I should make sure these are bombers or something like that to support them, but it doesn't come up quite yet. Xerxes under a lot of pressure here. I kind of notice it. I'm just pulling over to try and defend him. I do finally get the Arbiter up now, this T2 already, because my plans were, okay, secure this area with the T2 already, and then just put resources into Xerxes here so he can produce the T2 units at a lab. Does that connect? Oh my gosh, the Tumbleweed doesn't one-shot the Tremors. See, now that he's got the Tremor out, there's going to be like this like full send of units against him. And I show up with Shuri's just a hair too late, I'd say. I just barely start making them now. They're kind of flying across the map, so this is a little scary. That's a lot of pawns. But yeah, the Shuri show up. No D-guns, just like a weird body blocking, right? But so hopefully this kind of helps you guys in your own games. I know it's not the best demonstration, but I think if you find yourself in these kind of middling lobbies, it can be so powerful to, you know, be very mindful of your teammates over here, and I guess outside of VC, right? Because no one's on VC and pub games, but yeah, try and coordinate who's going to beforehand, right? Get your transport out. Try and support one ally. Like all you have to do, like if they have multiple con turrets, all you have to do is land in their base, tap their 3 mexes, ping them, be like assist your mexes, and then fly somewhere else, right? You can go back to capping your own T2 mexes, right? I was just a little extra because just wanted to get my man Xerxes set up, right? So hopefully you guys enjoyed this kind of video. I'll be making maybe 1 or 2 more of these in this like kind of like co-oping series, but I just wanted to show this one out where you can kind of transition to air off of front and then go into more of like a support role now that one of your teammates has a T2 lab up very close to you. So hope it helps. If you can, like the video, subscribe, leave a comment, let us know how we're doing. See you guys in the next one.